Now, another fear that's very prevalent in our society is the fear of rejection. And that comes with disapproval. And we look at our look at the things, the material items, your personal property, and almost everything that everybody buys is bought to, quote, impress, or to, quote, get another person's approval, close quote. I mean, back to school just happened. And what did I hear? I didn't, all I heard was my kid wants this designer label, or this item, which is really in right now. And why did they want those? Well, fear of rejection. And so, as a parent or a grandparent, you're sit there and you're faced with, do I get them this? Because I don't want them to be rejected. And the fear of rejection has gone up the food chain, so to speak. So the child feels a fear of rejection, and then the parent feels a fear that their child will be rejected, and the game is on. And the media encourages that, and advertising definitely encourages that. We have a fear that goes right down to the food we buy, the clothes we buy. Because I've watched and I've seen parents, particularly mothers, who will mend an article of clothing they have so that they can buy an article of clothing for their child. And it goes back. Now I can see where the mother loved their daughter and did that. But there's also fear in that. Because if the daughter had no fear of rejection, the mother would have no need to go out and sacrifice to get that article of clothing. So there's the cause and effect. So we would never say that the mother, mended her article of clothing so that she could buy her daughter an article of clothing was done in fear. Our society just doesn't do that. But yet when you look at it, that's exactly what happened. And that fear was man-made. Because if we look, and there's schools in our culture that have uniforms, and those uniforms are, oh God, are specific. I mean, it is, you can't make one little change in that uniform. Because once you allow one change, then you have a differentiation, and then parents will, like if you allow a wristwatch, well then they're going to be going out and the children will start looking at one another's wristwatch, and then, who has a Rolex, or who has a this, or who has a that. And it will go back to the we have a tendency, our society is very judgmental, and we have a tendency to place people like on this ladder, and we place people below us on the ladder or above us on the ladder or kind of right alongside us on the ladder. And it's this judgment and the perception of where people put us on this ladder that causes a lot of us to make our choices. And being concerned about how we appear or where we land up on this ladder, this judgment scale, that's fear-based. Because if you're concerned about it, then you fear being on the bottom of the ladder. Fear is something that is prevalent in all aspects of our society. It's prevalent in our religion. It's prevalent in our schools. It's prevalent in our justice system. And it's prevalent in our business world. In our religion, it's the fear of going to hell in some religions. It's the fear of not pleasing our God and then being punished. There's just a lot of fear in religion.